Hello.
Clever.
Hello. Let's
Oh,
see.
I see. Ooh, we had to bring the fashions in the background. The fashions. Oh,
Yes,
I see
I
how
had to
you do.
bring a little something here for you guys.
Oh, I see how you do. You said this is not going to be some ordinary Insta live. You go bring it.
I had to bring you something.
Well, I tell you what, our guests are lining up. They're coming in the room one by one. They have been anticipating this moment. We want
Yes.
to know a little something about Cleva Kah. I don't want to steal your thunder, so of course I'm gonna ask the first question. I
Yes,
gotta
ma'am.
go with the card. Uh.
Perfect.
Where are you from and how did you get started in the fashion industry?
So I was actually born in El Paso,
Oh,
but
goodness.
I know nothing about Texas. We moved when I was a little bitty baby. I spent the majority of childhood in upstate New York, Rochester, New York. And then right before high school, we moved down to North Carolina. So I went to high
Wow.
school and college in North Carolina, HBCU, North Carolina Central University. and but however, after I left college, I had to get away from the South, and I went back up to Brooklyn, New York, and I was there for a while. Um, let's see, in 2013, I moved out to Las Vegas,
Wow.
and I was there for the last 10 years before coming here last November. Yeah. So my transition to fashion is a little different. I was never a fashionista. Um, I was that kid that really didn't have a voice, only male in my family, no one close in age. I felt awkward. I was that real tall, skinny kid. We didn't come from a lot of money, so you didn't have the fashions and all that good stuff. My esteem wasn't right at all growing up. However, when I did get into high school, I had an opportunity to model with John Casablanca. Um, it was funny. I was actually just accompanying a girlfriend to a modeling audition, and she was really nervous.
Hmm.
So in order to kind of get her a little comfortable, I was a class clown. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna show you how to do this model walk, girl, and caught the attention of the directors, and it helped to start to build my confidence. So by the time I was a senior in high school, I found my voice, but it was through the way I dressed. And, and I still, however, was not really fashionista. I knew my style. I used to hear a lot from people, hey, that look good on you. I couldn't pull it off, but that look good on you. And without even knowing it, it was starting the foundation of what my design aesthetic is all about, being fashion is individualism. You
Yes.
know, image equals individuality, and that's what I try to present through my fashion. So when I got to college, I was a political science major. I was going to go to the military. I wanted to study law. And one night I had a dream, and this young lady in the dream, I dreamed very vividly, like faces, color, everything. And this young lady in the dream was regal. Like I woke up and I remembered everything about her, and I wanted to find her. So I started drawing her, and I went around campus showing everyone the drawing, asking, "Hey, have you seen her?" And they was like, "No, but that dress is banging. Was you a designer?" Heard that
You
from
are
about
dreaming
five people.
dresses.
Right. I heard that from about five people. And then afterwards, I was like, yeah, I'm a designer. And from there, I haven't stopped. I just started designing, and so now I've been doing it for 21 years now. I started in 2003, and as you know, we just had our show in October. So yeah, I'm still going strong 21 years later.
Wow. Okay. You know, there's some layers to peel back in there. I want to
Yes.
go backwards to you mentioned military.
Yes. So my family, on my mom's side, Again, we didn't come from much money. Most didn't even really expect you to go to college. It was after you graduate from high school, go ahead and get in the military like everybody else. You know, you walk into your auntie and your uncle house and you see all the pictures on the wall of everybody in their military uniform. So that was what I was going to do. I was in ROTC in ninth grade and I excelled in ROTC. You know, I rose to be cadet commander and drill team instructor. And so I thought that was going to be my path. And I had a passion for law. And so I was like, that's going to be my route. I'm gonna go the law route and make a career out of it and everything. So, um, yeah, I got a 3-year scholarship to school based on ROTC, and I gave it all up after I had that dream.
Wow.
Uh, because I was like, God gives you things, visions for a reason. And it was something about remembering every detail of every part of that dream when I woke up to the point where I could draw it out. And then to have the feedback that I got from everyone. And again, my focus wasn't, hey, look at this dress. I was trying to find that girl because she was bad. you know? But yeah, it led me on this path. So yeah, I gave up the scholarship. I'm still paying for school now, but I'm at least doing what I love. Yeah.
But it's rare you hear that someone dreamed their future and brought it to life.
Yeah. I'm we grew up, 7-day Adventist, so we grew up real religious-y. I've since become a little bit more spiritual than religious. I feel like religion, anyway, that's a totally different subject. But I've always known that I've been pretty in tune with the spirit. And when the spirit speaks, you listen and then you follow. And I took that as a form of the spirit speaking to me, telling me, this is the path you're supposed to be on. And so I got on that path, and it hasn't been the easiest journey, but I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it.
Well, you know how they say, many are called.
Yes, ma'am. Very few are chosen.
Mhm,
Very
mhm.
few. Very
And
few.
you were divinely chosen to design from what you are telling me.
Yes, ma'am. And it's funny, me being the only male in the family. I have very shapely women in my family, so I had a lot of inspiration to do something different with fashion. Where yeah, you can make beautiful things, but can you make people feel beautiful as well?
Mm,
And and
mm.
that's what my challenge, what I wanted to do with every time I get behind that sewing machine, is I want to make the wearer feel beautiful to themselves, so that people, even if people say, hey, I can't pull that off, but it worked for you, that I've done my job. Because again, it's about that individualism when it comes to fashion.
You were dropping gems. I was about to hit the rewind on what you said. Go back to, you can make beautiful things, but can you make people feel beautiful? Oh,
Yes,
look,
ma'am.
snaps.
Yes, ma'am. Because that's
Mm,
that's what it's all about. And I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but that was my goal with this fashion show that we just had. It was a
mm,
fashion show competition. Over my last 21 years, I've done a lot of fashion shows that were entertainment. I as a participant, in someone's fashion show, it was really just
mm,
entertainment. People
mm.
left, and it was like, oh, that was a good show, and that's it. I wanted to provide a platform where talented people can be challenged to use their power as a fashion designer. Yeah, you can make beautiful things, but can you empower people that's wearing your items? Can when this person walked down the runway, they've never modeled before, can you make them feel powerful?
Mm.
And so that's what our fashion show is about. And I feel like you got to start somewhere. Maybe we can change this industry a little bit, so that people feel better about themselves.
Absolutely. Well, with your experience in the industry, I have to ask, because this is Stitch Stories,
Yes,
okay?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What is your worst fashion industry
Whew.
experience?
I think it boils down to two.
Uh-oh.
So I mentioned I went to HBCU. It was a liberal arts college. Again, my focus wasn't fashion when I first got there, but I ended up changing the major to something as close to fashion as it could be. It was family and consumer science, concentrating on textile and apparel,
Yep.
which is a fancy way of saying home ec.
Yep. Yep.
you know. um, and we took a trip up to New York one year. I think it was my junior year, um, second semester junior year, and we stopped by FIT and by Parsons, and we had a conversation with the admissions at FIT. And I was so ready to transfer. I was like, you know what? I got to come to this school because this is what I want to do. And I was told because I was coming from a liberal arts school that most of my credits wouldn't have transferred, and I would have been bumped down to a freshman.
Mm.
My ego got in the way, and I was like, I can't. I'm not about to do this all over again. I've been doing this for the last 3 years. I'm not. No, I'll just no. That was my first mistake. Instead of following the process so that I could gain everything on the industry level, the professional way, as opposed to going the long route, trying to do it on my own. Because hey, I'm not about to pay for another 2 years. It's an investment, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't jump on that investment. My second story would be when I was in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta for a brief amount of time, but this was about 2009, I believe. I auditioned for Project Runway, and brought all my pieces, and I was so excited and happy to audition. And I got in the room, and the first question I was asked was, "Are you gay or straight?" And it pissed me off because I'm like, I got these designs back here, and you don't care about my fashion. You want ratings. So
Yeah.
I ignored the question and started talking about my designs, and the interview lasted for about another 3 minutes, and it was like, okay, thank you.
Oh
And look,
no.
in hindsight, sometimes you got to play the game. You know, I could just answer the question. I believe in myself. I would have been able to get on the show. Doesn't matter how sometimes you get onto your blessing. It matters what you do with it once you're there. And I feel like it was an opportunity squandered because again I was principled. I let my ego get in the way rather than just following the process. Following the process. But those I would say would be my two stories that it sticks with me sometime as I wish those could be do-overs.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, what is your best industry story?
So I would say those are about two of them as well. um, my first show that I ever produced myself. It's got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm not doing no one else's fashion show. That's just a run-of-the-mill fashion show. It doesn't benefit me. It doesn't do anything. I need to have a reason or a cause behind it. If I can't find that, then I'm just gonna put my money into doing my own stuff. And so my first show that I had was in Stockton, California. It was on the Cleva ferry boat, so it was a private show. We were on the water. We waited until the boat docked on the water before everything got started. And I had never been in California before. I was still in Atlanta, and I had I was able to have 12 models from 8 different states that we flew in. Um, we took care of the hotel arrangements. We took care of all of their needs. They just had to take care of their flight. But I was able to pay for everything, and we had a successful show. Um, and it just felt really, really good because that was the first time that I had models and designers and people look at me as, hey, this might be a guy that I need to know because he's doing stuff for other people. And so it felt awesome. It felt awesome. Um, my second one, what I would say, was this past show last month in October, and one of the reasons is because I'm brand spanking new here. Next week would be my 1 year anniversary being in Austin, and I was told when I first got here that there's not really a fashion scene here, and for the people that are here, they don't really work together like that, and so you might have to go out to Houston or San Antonio or something like that if you really want to do something with fashion. But I was gung ho about this is gonna be my coming out party. I need to let everyone here in Austin know who I am. I need to do it in a big way and in a collaborative way, because I love to bring other people to the table so we can highlight talent and we can all work together. I say, we can all sit at the table. It's almost like a potluck. You bring something to the table so we can all eat, you know? and So it was a really successful show. We had two lovely high fashion models to be our celebrity guests. And one of the models owns her own talent agency in Canada. We were able to change two lives of two of our models. Now they have a 1 year exclusive modeling contract with this agency when at first they just thought they was going to be auditioning just for a fashion show. You know, it was a competition. So the designers of the show that won, we're giving them prizes and opportunities to advance. We actually have a commercial video shoot and a branded photo shoot specifically for these designers so that they can start to build their portfolio for the next part of their career. And I think that was the best part of it for me. Not just that it was an awesome turnout, but you never know what's going to be next in the lives of some of the people who are participating in the show. And if I had a little bit to do with helping them, hey, I've done my job with them. So those are my two highlights so far when it comes to this modeling career.
Now,
Fashion.
I'm going to blow your spot up a little bit because you didn't tell it all. You made it sound all modest. Now, for those of you on your devices, let me tell you about this show. It was indoors, it was air controlled. We had charcuterie, we had vendor areas, we had audio, sound, light. People were bustling to get through this door. We had model walking coaches. It was a competition and a fashion show, and there were designers of Austin all around. Some that I'd have to say you probably gave them the courage to be on stage, because I like to think, oh, I know I've seen all the Austin designers. No, I had not. You encouraged some people, and those people who had not shown before won because you gave them self-esteem to participate. But we're going back to these model contracts, so y'all hear me though. Cleva changed some lives. We talking about models who have been showcased in America's Next Top Model. Maybe you didn't hear me. He brought Next Top Model models, and we had an international model participating, watching the whole thing. She's in Canada with her own modeling agency. Okay. And when she handed out these contracts to the models, there was, it was like, what do you say, Miss Universe. Folks was falling out crying,
Yes.
tears, booze jumping up. You have husbands and booze. It was
Yes.
booze jumping up and embracing and crying, and children jumping up. It was all kinds of stuff. I had never experienced anything like that at a fashion show. I was like, this is an event.
Yes.
Shoot.
Yes.
Like, how you in church and you catch the spirit? I was
Yes,
catching
ma'am.
it. I was like, "Woo, she got a contract. He got a contract. Everybody got
Yes.
a contract. Woo!"
Yes, yes. And we wanted to get the audience involved too. So the audience had to get their chance to vote on their favorite designers and favorite model. And it really did a lot for as you said, for the esteem of the participants. Most of the models had never walked before. I had one young lady, she's actually a psychologist. She's recently lost a lot of weight, I think about 100 pounds. And if anyone has ever lost a lot of weight, they know that sometimes the skin doesn't lose along with the rest of the body. And a lot of times people don't like to show their arms because, yeah, it's smaller, but the skin is still there. And, she was empowered to come out. She had her arms out, her legs out. She was beautiful. Okay, like you didn't see that on the runway. One of the models that won, she's a size 20. Like the confidence, you couldn't tell she was size 20 the way she was walking on that runway. It was you saw the person and not their physical attribute. And I love that about it because it was about self-love. We were promoting body positivity, body appreciation, and self-love through the show.
I loved it because it was, as you say, all inclusive. It was models of every beautiful, gorgeous, voluptuousness, fullness.
Yes, ma'am.
And let me tell you, these ladies took on the runway. They're like, I don't care if I wear this or that. And because of that confidence, I didn't even know they were newbies.
Yeah.
Okay. Because of that confidence, they won modeling contracts.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Yes.
just like, oh, go, like I was about to get up and do something. I was like, shoot, I'm of a certain size,
Yes, ma'am.
let me go ahead and throw my curves out here and
Yes,
stomp.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, but as those who are itching to experience this wonderful fashion event, and let me tell you, you did something, okay? You did something that I have not experienced before in Austin. So it was more than a fashion show. It was a rare event. And I want to know when you go do it again.
So I'm definitely going to do it again. Um, right now, I am in the building stage when it comes to the community. I want to change the narrative because again, I heard when I got here, people don't really want to work together. It's kind of closed off. No, no, no. We can all kind of come together. We can all kind of highlight each other. So I want to branch out and to the different designers and the different creatives that are here in Austin so that we can build some type of foundation and make this huge. You shouldn't have to go to Houston or have to go to San Antonio to have a major dynamic fashion experience. And so it will be next year. It will be 2025. Um, I love fall shows. And I guess that's just the designer in me. Like your creativity can go much more in the fall when it comes to the different layers of fabrics and everything. So more than likely to be in the fall. But we're gonna have little mini things, leading up to the big show. But it will be in 2025. But again, right now what I'm doing is I want to bring more people to the table so that we can all benefit from it.
I'm excited because that whole fashion event was the first time you could say it felt like a room that was buzzing with support. Everyone was supporting everyone was cheering for everyone.
Yeah.
Look, my wallet got empty going around to those vendors. I'm like, I want to support you, and there's some cute earrings over there. You made them. Oh honey, I'm buying those too. Oh yeah, please,
Exactly.
more of this. And the charcuterie and
Yeah.
we're count us in.
Yeah.
We're there.
They're all small business, small local business owners. Most of them black businesses, and again, we all can come to the table. We all have something to give. And I just wanted to have a platform so that no matter what you do, that there's a spot for you too. And so, yeah, we had the 12 different vendors. Um, Actually, we had 15 because we had the ones outside that we didn't even have enough space for the vendors inside the auditorium. Some were out in the lobby area. Um, but everyone was able to, demonstrate their products, sell some products, and I just felt really good about that because I mean, I've been a vendor at places before and, you know, you're just sitting there, you're not really selling anything, but I feel like we had a good mix and there was a lot of wonderful talent there. And Yeah, I'm just really, really excited for everyone that was involved.
And then, of course, you were the showstopper. Your designs were at the end. You had to show them what the House of eMaGi could do. You're like, okay, y'all came out, you showed your things, y'all are all beautiful, but let the house do
All
it.
right. And the funny thing is, I I initially was not going to show anything. So I wanted the
What?
spotlight to be just on the designers. But unfortunately, I had one of the designers had to call out actually 2 days before the show. She ended up getting sick. She was in the hospital. She had fluid in her lungs. And because I knew it was going to be a competition for the models as well, I wanted for all the models to have equal opportunity to show their walk. And if I didn't get in, then there was going to be some models that only had like one or two scenes, while other models had four or five scenes. So I was like, you know what? Well, let me just make these 12 pieces to make sure that everybody has another opportunity to actually walk on this runway to compete. And so therefore, the night before the show, I think I got maybe about 35 minutes of sleep. And it
Wow.
was at the sewing machine.
Wow.
So I could finish ripping some stuff up for the models. Yeah. But I wanted to make sure it was going to be fair for everyone. And so therefore, I ended up presenting my line as well.
So the fact that you had a collection shown, I thought it was all planned that the House of eMaGi, was showing the show stopping in pieces. And this was something that I would have to say you probably had divine intervention again to say, you know what, something's going to happen. Let me get some pieces ready.
Yeah. I mean, I had maybe about five or six that were already that I had been working on for a little while. For example, this one here, um, I this one is about 8 months old. This one here is one of our signature pieces. It's our wrap suit, wrap jumpsuit. The
Ooh.
one piece. It could be dressed up, it could be dressed down, resort wear, evening wear, so on and so forth. So I definitely was gonna have this one presented, but I had about another six pieces that I didn't know what I was gonna do. So I was looking at the model's picture, the model's measurements, and the fabric that I had there, and I was like, okay, this one is going to be based on her body type. This was based on her personality, so on and so forth. And that's how the other six came to life within the last 2 weeks.
Wow. You know what I love about that wrap jumpsuit is you could even change the fabrication and it would have a fall interpretation.
Yes, yes. Um, so I did this type of style one time before in 2003, but the pant it was really long, came all the way down to the floor, because again it's a pants type jumpsuit. Around here.
Wow.
And there's multiple ways that you can kind of tie it to, give you different looks on the jumpsuit. But it's really easy, comfortable wear. And a lot of my full figured women love it you know, because it's layered, they can feel just as beautiful as they want, without having to worry about different spots that they're like, well, I don't know if I want to show this. You don't necessarily have to because it's you can layer it.
That's something I would say. I don't know if I want to show this or hide this, but no, I'm loving it. We love all of the positive energy that you've brought to Texas. And as we wrap up, what would you like to say to our viewers? Because people want to know where to find you. Say all the
So
things.
So I have started, or when I first started designing, I was doing just custom pieces where we would sit down, collaborate on items, and I'll make them at that time. We're in a phase now where the designs that you see on the runway or in our photo shoots, if you like it, that design you can get made in your size. We get your measurements, we get your preference. You choose your fabric color, excuse me, your fabric and your color, and we get it made for you. Another service that I offer here are mobile alterations and tailoring. Not everyone wants a new wardrobe. Some people got 8,000 pieces of garments in their closet that they ain't wearing no more. And we can
Guilty.
and we can do a number of things with those, whether it's, alter it to fit your lifestyle now. That can be, maybe you lost weight, maybe you gained a little weight, maybe you want to add something to it, or maybe you just want to recreate it. It could be an old coat that maybe you want to turn into a skirt, or something like that. Those are the type of projects that we can do. I love sustainability when it comes to the fabric and fashion, and I think that's a wonderful way of creating new looks out of what you already have, and it keeps that sentimental value with you. You can reach me through Instagram at House of eMaGi, or you can go to my website at eMaGi360.com, which will be updated in about another week and a half to show all the new pieces that you can order. But as I stated, or you can just give me a call. I don't mind giving my number on at 737-703-4151. Just give me a call and we can definitely come out to you and make some magic with you.
Well, okay, Cleva, you have really given us a lot of information. You showed us some beautiful things, and I cannot wait for 2025 and your next fashion event. I can't say fashion show. It's more than a fashion show.
Yes,
Fashion
ma'am.
event
Yes, ma'am.
where
Yes,
you are
ma'am.
changing lives.
Thank you.
So, viewers, please reach out to Cleva. Go to Cleva's Instagram, connect, go to the website. You do want to know Cleva Kah, and you do want to know the House of eMaGi. So, as I like to say, a smile is always
Yes,
in
ma'am.
style.
Yes, ma'am. All
Keep
right.
it
Take care.
fashionable.
Take care.